There aren't any more threats to come out, so we move straight to player actions, turn 8. On action turn 8, well, blue's not going to do anything this time, so green will move left. Okay, so this is the point where I was trying to get everyone over to the red zone. Red uses the gravel lift. Okay, that's fine. Yellow uses the advanced action to go to the lower red station. Okay, so that's fast track across here. I forgot to remove this energy from the last turn. This goes back here. Yeah, I think everything else is in order. We're doing alright. We're doing really well. Really well. I noticed because it's now the combat phase and we hadn't actually fired any cannons, so threats now. So now our man of war is going to move one more spot. Still only one. The speed's not going to increase until it reaches the X, which is a couple more turns away. Should be able to zip along a little bit now. Action turn 9. Okay, and this is where it's going to get interesting for blue, because if I remember rightly, yep, he's firing rockets. He's pressing the C button in the... that token should be gone. The C button in the lower blue station. Pressing this button here is going to launch one of these rockets. And what you need to do is just move the rocket to the first spot here. It doesn't move any further. Alright? Not until the next time the rockets move is it going to actually launch at the threat. Okay, green presses the C button and green's up here. Okay, this is computer maintenance now. And that's going here. Red now is a movement to the left. Everything looking good. And yellow pressing C. And C here for yellow is activating these battle bots. Alright. Everything's looking pretty good at the moment. The only thing I'm worried about is these shields. I've got a feeling I didn't fuel up these shields. I'm not sure. Are we going to be able to hit this thing before it gets to the X? Let's see. The next mission step is combat damage, and there isn't any to compute. Then we have threats and rockets moving. Threats move first, so our man of war moves one spot down the threat track. And now our rockets can move. So the rocket is going to shoot around here. But whilst here, it's still not launched at the threat. Alright, we've got to wait till the next compute damage step before this thing will actually do any damage. Okay, let's carry on with our mission. So, next step, compute maintenance is sorted. Next step, action turn 10. I'm going to start with blue, and he's going to fire another rocket, I think. Yep, there we go. Blue's still down here, hitting this C button, so another rocket's going to move one step along. Green now moves to the left, from upper white station to upper red station. Red is going to press the B button. That's an interesting one. Red's down here in lower red station, and pressing B here is going to add 1 energy to the lateral reactor to take it back up to 3. And we take that from the central reactor. Okay. And then yellow, action turn 10, is taking the gravel lift. That's alright. Remember, yellow has these battle bots, so up the lift alongside the green player. Okay, compute damage. We don't have any cannon fire, but we do have a rocket with a range of 2 to do 3 hit points to whichever threat is closest. this gets removed from play. So that's a limited supply, those rockets. You only got 3 for the whole mission. Let's take the 3 red blocks. Now, I didn't think the Man of War was going to be in range, but he is just 1, 2. The rockets have a range of 2. But the Man of War has 2 shields, so I'm going to take 2 of these away. It's only 1 damage. And I do think that Man of War is going to prove a tough nut to crack. Next step is threat, then rockets moving. So Man of War first, with its 1 movement, is going to hit the X spot. And that will cause the Man of War to increase his speed and attack 2. Ouch. Let's do this increase of speed first, lest I forget. White cubes are used to indicate increases, black cubes decreases. So let's grab a white cube and we'll pop it over here to remind us the Man of War now has 2 speed. And now we're going to learn how to take damage. Right, we do have some shields on the left side. So what's happening here is that this Man of War, this threat in the red zone, is doing 2 attack on the red zone. It doesn't attack the bottom station or the top station. It attacks the red zone as a whole. Our shields, however, will soak up some of that damage. So I've got 1 shield here, so I can reduce that damage from 2 down to 1. So, right, so I soak up 1 of the damage by 1 of my energy cubes from the shield. That's mandatory, that's not optional. Now I've got no more shields left on the red zone, and that's an oversight in my planning. That means 1 of this damage has made it through into the red zone. If you take 6 damage here, that's it, you've lost, game over. 6 damage in any 1 zone. So to take damage, what you do is you take the top tile from this stack, and this will tell us what part of our ship is going to be damaged, and it is our light cannon. I'm going to take this token, place it here on my light cannon in the red zone, and what that means is now these light cannon are reduced in effectiveness. Instead of doing 2 damage, they now only do 1 damage. So it's not a critical hit, but it does mean my light cannon are now a little less effective. Right, so we've moved our threats and we've had them attacked. Now we move our rockets. And we've got 1 in flight. So it moves around there, ready to hit on the next compute damage step. Right, let's crack on to action turn 11. We're nearly at the end, folks. This is the last of Blue's actions, and I think it's another rocket. Yeah. So there we go, Blue. Pressing the C button once more and launching the final rocket. Green. Pressing the A button. Well, that's fine, that's our heavy cannon over here in the red zone, so let's grab an energy cube from the lateral reactor in the red zone, fire up that cannon. Red, also pressing the A button. Unfortunately, that's with our weakened light cannon. Remember, they use the yellow fuel. And finally, on this penultimate turn, yellow's pressing C, and yellow's over here in the upper red station, and pressing C here is going to activate these interceptors. Now you can only do that if you're accompanied by battle bots, which yellow is. Great planning. If there was no battle bots with him, that would just be a clunk, nothing happening. But with the battle bots, we're now going to launch these interceptors. What's important to remember is pressing the C button here. Pressing the C button is launching the interceptors. And we're going to take our player figure and our battle bots and we're going to place them over here. And this indicates that we've launched. Now, pressing the C button is not going to do anything. Or pressing any buttons isn't going to do anything. We're out here in space in these interceptors. Now we can stay out here for as long as we like. The problem with these interceptors is they only have a range of 1. If there's more than 1 threat within 1 range, it'll do just 1 damage to each of those threats, whether it be 2 or 3. If there's only 1 threat within range, then it'll do 3 damage to that one threat. Alright, but it is limited to 1 range. I don't think we're gonna hit that Man of War because he's too far out. But let's see as we move to the compute damage step. Yeah, our Man of War's out here at range 2. So unfortunately these guys are doing nothing. But we do have a heavy cannon, a light cannon and a rocket all firing and within range. This is 4 plus 1 plus 3, that's 8. Let's grab 8 cubes. 2, 4, 6, 8. And then the Man of War's shields are going to soak up 2 of that. So you can see how all these combined attacks are the way to get damage through, right? If we'd have fired those all independently, they would have each been reduced by 2, but with a combined coordinated attack, we're only losing 2 red cubes on 1 turn. What does that leave us? That's 7 damage on the Man of War. You never know, he might just do this. So this rocket is spent, yellow energy back there, and this energy cube is spent. Wow, this is going really well. Okay, now threats and rockets move. Our Man of War has a speed of 2 now, so that's 1, 2. Still not enough to get into the range 1 or hit the Y. And our rockets move up. Notice that the Man of War doesn't attack this time. He only attacks when he hits that X, or hits that Y, or hits that Z. Right then folks, this is the final player action, turn 12.